Okay, today a bit of a change in the weather code uh, with a config option set to true per default. You cannot control the season in the setup anymore. It's weather controlled. If you try to select it and apply, it will anyway come back to weather control. So it's not here that it's played. So if you go in a tactical engagement, now you see that the season is dependent on the date. So we are on first day of September. It's autumn because we are in around 37-40 degrees latitude. And so if we go into December, that will be winter. Of course, 21 February, winter. Let's go to March, spring. And of course, so if you go into winter and you will take off, then you will have winter shadows. What is interesting as well is that the default seasons, the default temperature are now depending on the month. For instance, for the 21 of December, for this latitude, there is a weather temperature model based on latitude. So you see some negative temperature, and if you go, of course, in summer, then you will see the default temperature are the ones of summer. So there's a whole new temperature model in BMS. And of course, the season selection is depending on the latitude. So if you are at the equator, you will have only two seasons, dry and wet. And for tropical, for equatorial, you have only one season. So that will be the default tiles chosen by the theater creator. Then you have the tropical, well you can have the dry and wet. So for the moment it's I have coded it by summer, which will be the wet, and spring, but the code is ready to include new shaders in case someone wants to create some new shaders for wet season. And then we have the subtropical, where we have only basically 3 seasons. Basically summer, autumn and spring, with a big summer and shorter spring and autumn. And of course you have the temp seasons with the 4 seasons. And above 70 degrees latitude or below minus 70, it would be only 1 season. That will be for now summer, because it means that it's default tiles with no shaders, but that could be improved later on, but I don't expect we'll have a theater in the polar area anyway. So the season computation is based on the latitude of the theater, and there is no change in game. That means that if you change days from 20th of March to 21 of March during 3D, you won't have the season shifting, because I think it might be ugly. Though I might do it during the night at midnight, so might be not so visible, but it will be strange anyway to have this change in the shader in real time, so I won't do it. Voila, that's pretty much about it. It's interesting to have default temperature now, because before it was default summer, and that was a bit crazy, especially because the performance of the aircrafts are better in winter. So I think it's interesting for the icing conditions, for the performance of the aircrafts, to have some default value, because I believe it's a bit too complex for people, and people don't set their values anyway, so they will stay in summer temperature before, and so that's more interesting now. It brings a little bit of variety.